Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to alt-tabbing to make sure that I actually started the recording. Alright, we're good, let's go. Okay, so anyways, today we are gonna do what we always do, and that's play World of Horror. Now, what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be trying to go fast, because I would like to head to bed, which is it's a running theme, honestly, of my recent days here. I've gotten into a bad sleep schedule. I had quite a good one for the last few weeks, but more recently it's been kind of messy, just a little bit. So hopefully I can get back on a better schedule soon. And that's nice. That's very nice. You always love to see that. So second enemy, second mystery, charisma, and dexterity. So charisma and dex are pretty weird. It's kind of awkward for Kirie to get 8 charisma because that means you have to put a point into charisma, and you have to take leadership, which both of those aren't very good. Like, you don't really want to do that, but I mean, I guess we could get a few allies for free, so why not? You know, I was watching this really good there was this really good thing about whatchamacallit. It was paranormal caught on camera, right? That's what it was. Thematically appropriate, yes. And so when I was watching it, they were talking about how, I mean, I don't even need to, like, see the other mysteries to know what we're gonna choose first, but now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get 3 allies, but that's fine, because we would rather just have Kana, and it's not that good of a strategy anyways for people who don't have the sauce. Now, you know, a compass is pretty nice. I don't see a steak knife, which is what I wanted. I don't know how much I want to re-roll it, so I feel like that because we have memory extract, we can kind of do something a little cheeky here. We have memory extract and we have Kana, so let's just hope for the best here. That's a little bit unfortunate, but thankfully we didn't re-roll for, Seaside is doomed, by the way. That's our doomed location for the playthrough, or at least the starting doomed location. So what we can do, so this is really nice, right? Like, I forgot how that looked. It's amazing. So 3 damage kicking with -1 damage taken. That's pretty good. Or -1 damage reduction. Or enemies have -1 damage, right? That's what I mean. So I feel like we're in a decent spot. We would rather have a weapon, but I feel like we're leveling up very quickly. Coughing blood. You should be worried, probably. We do have a dexterity check, so we have to get that taken care of. Now, if we could make a stat check, I would appreciate it very much. But they were doing this thing on Paranormal Caught on Camera, where they had, like, these 2 brothers who they had a haunted house, and how it worked was there was a ghost that was trying to burn the house down. And so you have, like, this oven mitt that is slowly dragged over to, like, the countertop, and then it gets thrown over the side onto, like, the ring, and then the ring turns on, and then it starts burning, and then their smoke detector doesn't work, so then, like, one of the brothers, he smells smoke, and then he runs into the room, he's like, oh crap, and I was thinking to myself, man, that sounds like an elaborate hoax, right? And then they end the story by saying the 2 brothers moved houses, and I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough, then. Fair enough. But I just, like, you know, you've got to assume that all of those things are just hoaxes to begin with, right? But then you hear, like, oh, they moved houses or whatever, and then you actually start to think, you know, maybe they weren't trolling. You know, maybe they did a little trolling as a treat, but maybe they weren't trolling. Maybe they were. There's this really weird image where it's like John, I like it as a meme a lot, but it's like John holding Garfield, but Garfield is, like, deflated and, like, just dead. And it's the first version of it I saw. There's a bunch of different versions, but the first version of it that I saw, not, like, I've seen the actual comic before, because, yes, I do read Garfield comics. How could you tell? I just zoom in on the demonic mask. But, you know, the first version of it that I saw that was a meme was it was, Garfield, are you /serious, or are you /joking? And that's how I look at all this paranormal stuff, right? Like, oh, you go to the witch's tree and see, like, and then you get, like, a scratch mark on your back. Or, oh, you're just walking down the street and it's like a swarm of UFOs. You know, it's just, it's all pretty, like, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I suppose I should put myself on the spot and basically say what I think about, like, UFOs and paranormal stuff. Like, I think that life would be a lot more interesting, for sure, if those sorts of things were, like, definitively real. But I don't think that it would really change anyone's life in, like, any meaningful way, if that makes sense. Because, like, think about it for a second, right? Like, and this is something that I heard with, like, the flat earth thing as well. It's like, if you discovered, like, definitive proof that, like, ghosts were real, right? Would that, like, realistically change anything in your life? Like, I don't think it would. Like, you find out that the earth is actually flat, and it's like, you still got your life, right? You know, you still got your day-to-day grind. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, that's kind of how I think of it. It's like, I've got my life going on. The world would certainly be more interesting if, like, these things were, like, blatant and obvious. Well, you know, like, the military things are really interesting to me, right? Like, the released military videos where it's like, oh my god, there's, like, a tic-tac UFO and nobody knows what it is, right? Like, that's cool. Like, I like that a lot. But what I mean is, like, if you could see, like, a ghost floating down the street if you looked out your window right now, you know, I think that, like, if that was the reality of the situation, right, this is a little bit risky, but I think our health was, I was, like, thinking about it, I was going through in my mind, like, do we want to do Vigil, do we want to do School Scissors, or do we want to go to, like, get the coughing blood cured or whatever? But I was like, you know, we're relatively healthy, we should be fine, guaranteed weapon. So this is the second enemy, cult member Billy Mays, and this is also the second mystery, Violent Vigil, so let's go. But, yeah, you know, I was just kind of thinking, like, it doesn't really affect my life whether or not the, like, ye olde aliens are real or not. You know what I mean? Right? Like, I believe that it's statistically, like, impossible that we're the only life out there, because there's just so many planets. Like, if you were a nerd, you could probably count how many planets there were out there with some calculation and math, which, you know, numbers aren't real, everybody knows that. But I feel like that here's the thing, you can count it, but it's incomprehensible, the scale of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can say the number, but you can't really take in the entirety of, like, what it actually means and everything like that. Does that make sense? Like, it's such a colossal scale that I don't think you can accurately be like, okay, yeah, I have a full understanding of what this means. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, if I woke up tomorrow and the government was like, yo, aliens are real, we've made first contact, it would be like, yeah, that's pretty exciting, but, you know, unless they're taking, like, unless they're selling tickets for, like, a galactic road trip or a galaxy sightseeing tour or something, it doesn't really, like, you know, okay, I got stuff I gotta do in the morning, if that makes sense. But the paranormal videos are, like, super fun to watch. I love them a lot. They're so good. Like, I can't get enough of them. They truly are absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna try to remember Billy Mays, but I can't promise you that. I mean, this is a great spell. I want to cast it immediately, but we're not going to. Not yet, anyways. We probably will end up casting it if we can. If we have an opportunity to, we will. So I'm pretty sure this is a perception check and this is a knowledge check. I think this gives you a spell, and I think this gives you EXP. Okay, I was correct, I believe. I don't think you get a book there. I do not think you get a book there. Which is a little bit unfortunate if, like, you know, for the purposes of getting... It's Yagathag, right? Like, I always get it confused. Yashiro is the Chalice of Blood, and Yagathag is the 3 books? Is that right? Or, no, sorry. The 3 books is Knight Errant. Yagathag is, And what's Yashiro? Like, Yagathag's the Chalice of Blood, right? Or is that Yashiro? Lightburn is the Heavy Bonk. I don't remember how you unlock... Like, I remember how you unlock either Yashiro or Yagathag. You do the Chalice of Blood. I'm pretty sure that's Yashiro. What is Yagathag again? Is Yagathag the 3 books? Has to be, right? Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Now, normally I would take self-therapy without a second thought, because forgetting spells for extra reason is pretty strong, especially when you're sitting on 3 spells. But the thing is, the spells that we're sitting on is Thing We're Gonna Cast and Memory Extract, which makes self-therapy pretty redundant. So, Second Sight it is, and we will probably level Strength, because I want my Brace for Impact to be better. I think that is that's the play right there. That's the good strategy. And we're max stamina, by the way, because of the demon mask, so don't worry about that at all. So we can do... We don't have roads closed yet, right? That's Fetid Fumes? Yeah. Winds of Plague, which does nothing, and Fetid Fumes, which does something, but not what we have to worry about right now. So sure, we'll go ahead and do Freaky Feature. We haven't really done Timeline A, so I think that we're doomed to get ending D for School Scissors, because there is no other ending that you can get besides, well, dying, which is, you know, an ending screen and not a unique ending. But what was I thinking? What was I saying? I think what we'll do... Yeah, we'll go to the hospital now. Go ahead and get coughing blood taken care of. And then what we're going to want to do is probably use the discharge summary so we're closer to leveling up, because that would be nice. And we'll go do the witch's story just so that we can hopefully get through this as quickly as possible. But, hey, free katana, that'd be pretty fun, right? So we don't have the chalice, so... Unfortunately, there's not really a good option here, so I guess we will just fill the empty bottle with blood. I'm not gonna get the unique ending, though. No, I'm not interested in that at all. We could get some money for it, you know. People like boiling blood, apparently. I don't think you could donate that to like a blood bank. I don't think they'd be able to take it, but, you know, so you're gonna have to try something else. But apparently Kirie knows where she can find a buyer for a bottle of boiling blood from an eldritch dimension and a Sphinx entity. Yeah, so that's a little bit weird, Kirie. You hang out with probably the wrong crowd. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, could you find someone to buy a perpetually boiling bottle of blood? And I'm thinking to myself, no. Yeah, I probably couldn't. I hope I couldn't. I very much so hope that I could not find somebody to buy a bottle of boiling blood. But apparently Kirie can. And I mean, you know, I guess you gotta grind, huh? I gotta respect the hustle. Or do I? Do I have to respect the hustle? Or can I just, like, not? But anyways, tonight on Ancient Aliens. Oh, that's painful. We're gonna talk about, you know, I've learned so many bizarre conspiracy theories because of these videos. They really do be rotting my brain, though. Alright, that's something that needs to be taken care of, so we'll just take a nice little curse here, which is completely irrelevant, and the only penalty here is the doom cost of doing this. And I suppose I mean, listen, I'll take it. I'll take 20 EXP. That's incredibly lucky, by the way. I was expecting something bad, like, you know, you get -1 dexterity or something, or, like, you know. Wait, what is it? It's like -10% stamina permanently, -20% stamina permanently. Permanently? I can speak, I swear. I know how words work. Take her home. To the place where she belongs. The country road. Which we are currently walking on with our childhood friend Kana, as we are welcomed to the rice field, unfortunately. That is... I still love that a lot. Like, blades of grass moving is almost as traumatizing as sacrificing your friend to an eldritch deity. It's great. It's fantastic. It's called gameplay mechanics, but it really do work out in some pretty funny ways sometimes. Now, let's see here. I hate this enemy because we have to only do 5 actions or less. Now, thankfully, what we can do is we can kill him pretty quickly, I think. Can we? Allegedly? Yes, that's good. This is 3 actions in total, and we take 1% doom. This is what we call being stingy, but, you know, and playing like a coward, but it's also smart, so... We're gonna... Listen, when we spend that doom, we're gonna make sure that we get a lot out of it. Also, invisibility, get out of here. Out of the 4 spells that we had, Memory Extract, Skin Removal, Expel, Evil, and Invisibility, I'm basically never gonna run from a fight, I don't think. Because, I mean, this is, like, the fight that we have right here. It's very in our favor. So, if there's something that's giving us a hard time, you just do this. And, yeah, you just do that. And we're good to go. Now, hopefully we don't fight another enemy with that power level. Also, how are we level 5? We're gonna get to level 5 here. At the 3rd mystery? Hello? Is this just been a lot of combat, I think? Probably? That's what I would assume. Because we could get 2 spells from Ghost Connection, and we're level 5. That's really frightening. That's crazy. So sure, why not? We'll get a... No, we won't. Let's get a stat, because it'll theoretically help us out a little bit. Just make knowledge better, I guess? I'm a little bit confused. We don't normally have runs where Kirie just decides to ascend to godhood, but I guess she was feeling a little left out when it came to, you know, Mizuki being, like, the strongest character in the game. Kirie just wanted to say, like, hey, I just have Mizuki holding a gun to my head. Kirie just wanted to say, like, hey, I can be a very strong character as well. I still think you should be able to throw the bottle of blood. Right, like, I think that, you know, if I were carrying around a bottle of perpetually boiling blood that could melt skin, I feel like, clap bow by the way, I feel like, and this is true, that it would be a very helpful weapon against the eldritch monstrosities that you encounter just by walking down the street. And see, when I say that the world would be more interesting if you could openly see, like, paranormal things like that, I'm talking about more benevolent things and not, like, the World of Horror or Junji Ito style of it. Because that would just be awful. That'd be terrible. Who would want that? So we'll do this, because this is what we want. You love to see it. Tiny cuts, frostbite. Well, you don't love to see frostbite, but tiny cuts, who cares? It literally do just be more annoying than anything else. Which just being there is the whole point, I suppose. Now, you hate to see this. Well, actually, I would like to reiterate, you don't. You're actually perfectly fine to see that. And, yeah, no, we're all good. Like, this is a weird one, because, like, I feel that we've gotten to the point in the run where we don't have to do anything or think anything, and, like, we're level 5, so I just feel like we should be done with the run by now. Like, we're almost level 6 on Mystery 4. I feel like I should be talking on the main menu right now. Like, really, truly. So it's a clap and a bow. It's a clap and a bow. Oh, she going. All right, clap, bow, clap, clap, bow. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, but hey, store is closed, so goodbye, hello, and hello. Are we gonna use the illegal den or the occult store? No, we're not. We are level 6, and we could still get value out of Ghost Connection. I want to point that out to you, that Ghost Connection could give us value at level 6. What the heck, man? Like, normally you just run away from fights as Kirie, but Demon Mask kind of hit different. Demon Mask and Kana kind of hit different. Well, Demon Mask makes Kirie hit different. Kana protects Kirie from crumbling, because that's what Kana does. Although Kana does do that with everyone, to be fair, because there's nobody who just takes, like, less damage. There's just people who can heal more. That would be cool, like a defensive character who their kit and perks were basically about, like, surviving instead of, like, dealing with it, if that makes sense. Because, like, the best strategy in this game is just overwhelming military domination, and by that I mean just killing the enemy in one turn with an overpowered build. You don't really have a character who's viable to, like, stay in combat for a long time, right? You don't have a character who's some sort of, like, brawl, like, Street Fighter, brawler, bar fighter. You know, like, you don't really have a character who's designed to stay in combat. Like, every character is just, like, get through combat as quickly and as efficiently as possible, so that you don't die. So a character who's, like, maybe the longer they're in combat, they could get, like, bonus stats or something, or, ooh, you know, this would be a little bit, oh, this would be crazy. A character who their stats are halved, rounding down for you, like, against you. Your stats rounding down for skill checks, but doubled, or plus 50%, probably, if you want to be, like, not absurd. Like, plus 50% stat bonus for all stats during combat. That would be probably unbalanced and not fun, but it could be interesting. And I feel like that this game does take a few risks where it probably doesn't have to, right? Like, I don't think the the dev is like, oh, I can't make this mode because it might not be fair or it might not be fun for everyone. I feel like that there are a couple of modes that are basically, they just kind of exist, and they're fun for some people. They're fun occasionally. I enjoy them from time to time to break it up, but, you know, I wouldn't do an ill-fated every game. I wouldn't do, like, a Yagathag every game. But anyways, don't mind my 2 in the morning sleep-deprived rambling. It's not important. We're here to kill eldritch monstrosities, which is what we do for fun. So let's go. Let's get to it once again. So we can get this cured, right? Like, we aren't helpless for the frostbite. Good. Although Ramen is like, I cannot. This is such a bizarre game, and it's throwing me off. Like, a lot. We've had to go to the hospital, like, 3 times. We haven't gotten any negative hospital card, ever. And, like, we've gotten discharge summary twice. We're level 6. There's 45% total doom. Our health is pretty reasonable our health is reasonable because we have a bunch of spells in reserve, right? So, you know, if we died here or whatever, like, we could die here, right? But we have memory extract, we have skin removal, we have all this nonsense, and we're getting very lucky with the RNG. The run has been going absolutely fantastic. Like, I don't really know what to say other than it's just going really well. Now, this is unfortunate because we're gonna get a concussion, which is something that Brace can't stop for some reason, or I believe so? Can Brace stop it? I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a fact of life with the apartment stalker. Like, it just kind of happens. But that's not good enough. We'd have to throw, because we can do 20 damage, right? So we could throw the wooden bat. We're gonna get a baseball bat, which is just a direct upgrade anyways, so. Oh, we could have Desperation. I'm not even thinking about Desperation. Well, we didn't even need it. Well, we can Desperation next fight if we want to, but if we get the Jar of Blood, we're just gonna take the Doom option, like, honestly. Like, this is such a weird run, right? Like, we have Fetid Fumes, so it's not worth resting here if we can help it, but it's just crazy. Like, we're gonna get to level 7, especially after this. Because what we can do here is we can just do, it's gonna be 7 damage each time, so 28 damage. It's pretty good, not gonna lie to you. We're gonna get to level 7 on Mystery 5 with less than 65% Doom, if I had to guess. Although we will take a nap. Yeah, less than 60% Doom, actually. Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's bizarre. Okay, so we didn't actually, we didn't level up, because we didn't have any, we didn't do the side quest. We would have leveled up if we did the side quest, which we could have done, actually, but it's just, it's not necessary. This has been an overkill. Like, really. I don't know how to describe it, but it's Violent Vigil and Billy Mays is the second mystery and second enemy. I believe. I could be wrong. We don't have a light source. I mean, we have a candle, but that's not good enough. But no, we're perfectly fine. I mean, we have 7 stamina, painkillers from the hospital, which we never used, by the way. And then we have memory extract, which, you know, we have memory extract. We have 11 knowledge without the use of folklore, and we're gonna have 13 knowledge after folklore studies. That's like, this is such a strange run. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like everything that could have possibly gone right has gone right. Like, oh my god, if we wanted to grind for it, we could have gotten up to level 80. Or level 80, level 8. I was looking at my XP, and I was like, we had 80 XP recently. But no, like, that's crazy. Such a weird run. Like, it was a good run, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know, I just felt like the video should have been over, like, 5 minutes ago, honestly. Like, we were just, like, we were level 5 on, like, Mystery, like, 4. That's crazy. We got a new achievement, apparently. We're gonna do a quick achievement check, then I'm gonna head out. But yeah, 58.06% of achievements unlocked. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm happy. Oh yeah, we need to do a Moriko run. We haven't done a Moriko run on the save file yet. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name's Webweaver. I'll see you on the next episode of World of Horror. This is just a complete stomp, like, Jesus. We haven't won as Miku yet? That needs to change. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe out there.